MTD CNC are in Oldham today. We're at the PP Group. We've come here to learn about plasma cutting, flame cutting, and what Curve Developments have done for this company since they moved here to this tremendous new facility just 2 years ago. Peter, Dan from Curve Developments has asked us to visit you today here at the PP Group. This is some impressive installation, isn't it, here from them, one of their products. Tell us about what you've got here, this setup.
On Dan's machine from Curve, it's a combination flame and plasma. We've done it bearing in mind the plates that are commercially available, and we've had it done on one machine. So we've got two cross travels on the flame that cut combined 24 metre by 3 metre. And on the same rails we've got a plasma which does 12 metre by 3 metre.
It's like a modular sort of setup that Curve supply here, isn't it? I mean, this is the biggest that I've seen. I'm assuming from this you do have some huge products going through your company.
Yeah, we do a lot of work for the construction industry where we can cut profiles that are anything up to 14 metres in one piece, and the machine was such a success that we ended up buying exactly the same machine for PP Profiles West Yorkshire.
Well, we'll talk about the company shortly, because I know you've grown a lot in recent years. Firstly, for our audience, I would like to establish and find out some of the differences between plasma and flame cut and why you've got both.
Flame cut allows you to cut a lot thicker material, which we can cut and do cut up to 200mm thick. The plasma predominantly will only go up to between 40 and 50. It's a lot faster process and it has different applications. Flame cutting, you can do small bits and pieces and there'll be a square cut and fit for purpose. On the plasma, if we're cutting pieces that are sort of 10 metres long, it does it in a fraction of the time that the flame cutting will do. So we service all different industries depending on which machine they want.
And with the plasma that Curve supply, they have the Ultrasharp definition plasma. Does that make a difference to the surface finish of the product as well as other things?
Yes, certainly. Surface finish and tolerance. With a lot of laser machines, you're tied to certain bed sizes, but this gives us a laser finish on a plasma bed size.
Do you run any of these unmanned as well?
Not really, but we can do.
And I noticed from the flame cutter here, you've actually got 4 heads on here. Why did you decide to go with the 4?
It was more to do with the mix of business that we've had over the years. We did an assessment of the type of business, the sizes, the quantities, and we just thought that 4 heads best suited our needs, and it's proved to be the case.
Pretty heavy engineering here. I mean, tell us about some of the parts that you're actually cutting on here. What are they for, Peter?
These particular ones are for a company that makes domed bells for, I don't know the industry, but it's just they're just large rings, large flanges, but in pieces because they're too big to do in one piece. Some of them could be sort of 9-10 metre diameter, which you can't do on they don't make plate that wide and they don't make machines that big. So it's just in the maximum number of segments we can to suit the fabrication.
What about maintenance of these machines as well, and keeping them clean? You know, is that something that you have to consider or you have to pay a lot of attention to?
We always maintain all our machinery to a high standard, but and equally we have a service contract in place on every machine in the factory.
And do you find the control systems that Curve supply on their machines as well easy to get to grips with, easy to use, quick to program?
Yeah, we've always, the burner control which they've dealt with for years, it's easy to use, it's always served us well, always.
Big part for you is if you're running these machines 6 days a week, 24 hours a day, you need to make sure that you can carry on doing that. If you have a problem, Curve are quick to action and quick to come out and help you.
To be honest with you, the after-sales service is probably as important, if not more important, than the machine itself, and that is where Curve excel and exceed any expectations. It's very, very rare do we have any breakdown for more than 24 hours.
Improvements in efficiency as well. I did read, or in fact one of your colleagues told me, that you are as a result of this installation, you're 30% more efficient. How has that been?
It's the ability to run the plasma over to the flame and vice versa. We had them all put on one cross travel on purpose so that we had the flexibility to run between the beds with different processes. and they're all aimed to do pendulum loading. So while we're cutting on one side of the bed, the objective is to be loading and unloading the other side, so we never stop.
Wow. Last point from you, Peter. In terms of all of the machinery that you have and the plant that you have here, is Kerf one of the best and the most reliable?
100%. If I were ever buying another plasma or flame machine for carbon or stainless steel, there's no chance we would go anywhere other than Kerf.